Up, people? It is I, Curbs136. I'm just making a note to myself to not forget to edit both of these videos because two are in the same day. With that in mind, we are gonna do some game reviews. I don't know whose game reviews I'm doing yet because Rocket's game is still going on. He said I could do his, but then of course it's not done yet. So I have to find somebody else. So I'm thinking about how to do this fairly. And Furry doesn't care if I do one of his, but he's probably going to ignore because of the Slark game. So I can always choose in Furry as a safety pick. I'm actually curious because Galaga doesn't usually care if I do his. He just posts game reviews in mass all the time. Is Boss Galaga not on right now? He'll be in my guild members, though. There he is. So I can just like look at one of his games if he has what I would consider an interesting hero. Anything not scored doesn't count. These are all also turbo. I can't really do a turbo unranked, to be honest. When was this? This was 2 days ago. Okay. It looks like he's been playing a lot of Elder Titan in a quick burst. Just a really quick mount. Looks like he's cycling through heroes, which is totally normal. Let's take a look. Let's see if it's going to be a good review game. I'm sure Boss Galaga doesn't matter. Like, doesn't mind. I mean, doesn't mind, like, that I'm doing this. It doesn't matter to him. This game lasted a while? Really? How? I guess they have a PL, that's probably why. He actually got his heart and everything, that's probably the reason. Not a great build, to be honest. He's missing some things he should have, but I think that might be a good one. Is there anybody else who's looking particularly tempting right now? I don't think so. Most of the people in here get kind of annoyed when I, like, you know, the concept that I would review their games without them telling me to. So I won't do that. So I think I will, in fact, do his Elder Titan game. I think it's going to be a nice little glimpse into another hero that I know people don't know a lot about. If it lets me. It might not download. Sometimes it, you know, gives me the big middle finger. And it doesn't matter that Galaga's not here. It's not relevant. We're just going to get a view into, like, basically people consider the trench to be that around 3K. Some people say it's a little before, some people say it's a little bit after. And so that's where Galaga is, basically, would be in that trench where it's hard to get out of. And so I love doing reviews of that area because it's obviously, you know, I got through that a while ago. I've been where I'm at for a while. And so I love to give people advice on, like, how to just, like, how you can focus on yourself and not worry about your allies throwing your games. You know, like, even when, unless I play a really solid game, I still have to at least be somewhat, you know, honest with myself that I might have been able to do better even if someone threw a game. So, like, we had terrible picks, like, you know, when I was playing a support, like, with Pango, and we lost. But, like, honestly, like, you know, I missed some stuff, too. I missed some abilities. I messed up. I was Skyreth. I messed up some abilities. I was like, crap. Like, now I'm feeding. Like, Slaughter's feeding off of me. I'm not getting the abilities at the right time. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I was out of position sometimes, and that's always important to be just reflective in that regard. Trying to pretend that, like, you don't make mistakes is going to lead to you not getting better. So, I'm just going to have Rocket tell me when he's done. Okay, I will do it next after this one. Okay, so let's talk about going backwards a little bit because I didn't want that to be the case. Okay, pause. Free camera for me because I care. Fog is for Galaga. Galaga is playing Elder Titan. He is bottom on the Radiant side. Sorry, dire side. Okay. So as soon as I start this, it'll fog the rest of the team. Super. So I want to talk about builds. I don't play a lot of Elder Titan, but I'm just going to give you my perspective on Elder Titan, you know, what's going on in this case. So I think in the offlane, 3 Tangos and a Salve can be greedy. It depends on your hero. Elder Titan's not terrible for going low regen because he's a high armor hero, right? Elder Titan starts with his... Normally he would have 2. I don't know why he has 6 right now. He's only getting 2 from this, so why does he get +6? He gets 4 bonus armor when he uses the Astral Titan debuff. He doesn't have that buff right now, so I think that's a replay bug. So he should actually have 2+2. So he starts with 2 base armor, which is not bad. It's not that high armor. But he has the ability to get extra armor when he does the Astral Spirit, right? So he can be a high armor hero, so he doesn't need that much regen. He trades very well because of decent damage plus the Astral Titan buff. So it's actually okay, right? What I don't like here is these 2 items together. You're spending, you know... Let me just double check before I claim numbers that I don't know. 225 plus 150. So 375 gold to get a little armor and some mana regen. But specifically the Sage's Mask by itself, I just want to note, instead of 225, you could just buy a Clarity. It's 6 mana regen versus 1. Significantly cheaper. Just think about that. 6 mana regen while it's active instead of 1. It costs less than a quarter of the price. So you can buy multiple. And yeah, it can get canceled, unlike Sage's Mask, which lasts forever. But like, I want you to think about the need of mana. Mana is very quick. You want to have it now, not like some very, very slow trickle effect. So I just think in this case it'd be better. I'm assuming you're going to build something, probably a Ring of Basilius. But you can actually start with a ring, and that would honestly be better because the mana regen you get is higher, and it benefits Bristleback. Now I think he's going to buy his own. He didn't get any regen, which is unacceptable, but so you don't really need a Basilius in this lane. So if you're not getting a Basilius, then you might be going an Urn, but I wouldn't rush Urn. That's not a good idea. You need other items. Iron Branches are really big. Buying, you know, Clarities is really big. I think the ring by itself is okay. You're a big trading hero, that's totally fine. Just drop this Sage's Mask and buy like Clarities, a Mango, stuff that's going to help you trade. That's how I feel. So right off the bat, I feel like you're in a disadvantage because... You know, anybody with any real items in their lane, like I assume the support is either Nature's Prophet or Skywrath, he should push you out of lane if he's good. He should right click you and Q you, and you shouldn't really be able to stay because neither of these benefit you against Skywrath. They actually add nothing. So it's basically, can he get rid of 3 tangos and a south? Good scouting. I would still move it around though. Like, I would move it just in case they're right near that. It looks like they went for a kill top. Oh no, sorry, that's your team. I thought that was the team for a second. I was like, wait, what? Mid Razor's not atypical. Okay, so you're blocking. I think blocking the off lane can be fine. It can really throw the safe lane for a loop. So it's Nature's Prophet, so he's gonna push you really fast. Fortunately for... Okay, so I want to note this. So this lane might go well for you, and the reason why is because he built crap. This is not acceptable. I know that there's a Bristleback. I'm aware. He has 439 gold sitting in his thing. If he had actually just spent his gold, I already guarantee you lose this lane. Straight. You just lose this lane. You have nothing. But because he built terribly, I'm sure you might take advantage of it, but you have no right to. That's like if you bought 0 items and then enemies dove under your tower. Did you do the right thing? No. Hitting Slark is smart. Just be careful about Essence Shift. Yeah, okay, good. You tangoed. I was going to say you have to tango out of that. It's probably just harassing you despite everything I just said, which is hilarious. Now he's right-clicking creeps for no reason. Oh, speaking of which, Quandra, you said you were going to choose a game. And you didn't. Big rip, dude. I could have chose your game. So you're just being taken advantage of because Nature's Prophet's a strong, could be a strong support against someone like you. And you also don't have enough regen. Like, if you had base stats like Iron Branches and stuff, you actually would have a higher health pool and higher armor, maybe. Meaning you'd be more able to handle, you know, versus the Sage's Mask, which has done nothing for you. You're not low on mana by any means. Like, you are 100% fine. You have a high mana pool. That, too, I was going to say. Elder Titan's abilities, I should probably wait until after you cast here. You had to stomp. You're going to die regardless. Elder Titan's abilities cost 80 and 85 early. You can cast 3 spells. Sorry, yeah, no, sorry. 4 spells. 4 spells. Any 4 spells. Without any sort of mana regen, you'll just be zeroed out, basically. So, like, I don't really see the need for you to worry about mana that much. You even picked up a Clarity here, so you even realized that Clarities were good, but I don't know. You don't have any finished items. You're going for an urn now. I think it's way too early. You are not going to get a kill here, right? Urn's only good when you're going to get a kill with it. Besides that, Urn's kind of an item. It has stats, but they're not great. You should be worried about a magic wand, or at least a stick. A stick is fine. A stick, or and a bracer probably. Especially on Elder Titan because he gets extra benefit from bracer.
I guess Dyer's courier will never answer for its
You're in a game quandary. Fair.
now that it's dead.
Valid. This is a rough lane for you, though, I do admit. Of all the things that I've already said, you do have a hard time laning against, like, a Slark. So I do have an appreciation for your situation. You need to be over here trying to pressure this Nature's Prophet away, probably, and making sure he can't pull these creeps. You can also be pulling your own creeps. You can't jungle, even if Nature's Prophet's not there. You have no capability of jungling here. And even if Slark and Nature's Prophet don't move on you, this is still punishing to your health pool in general. Like, you shouldn't live. You can't jungle. I just want you to be aware of your limitations in general. Like, your health is nothing. You're going to deny to creeps, which if your point is to deny to creeps, then fine. If you want to do it just to get to base and get mana and stuff, but it's honestly probably not a great idea. You're really just weakening yourself so you can't do anything. Like, as Elder Titan, what I like to do is, you know, make sure that I have my Spirit and I harass by just doing stomps, right? You can do enough damage with Spirit and Stomp. The damage is 50. The Stomp starts at 70, right? So you can do 120 damage just by spending the mana. If you have mana, you just spend it. That's what it is. And since you even went for consistent mana, you might as well be spamming it. You don't need to get close to them. Getting close to them is the punishment after the Stomp. If they get hit with Stomp, you go in and you right-click them twice and you back up. And you'll hit harder because of the Spirit. So, you know, you're getting an extra 20, maybe 40, because you probably should hit both heroes. So you'll actually be hitting for like 97 or something right now. And you just hit him twice. So you do 180 damage, 190 damage, plus the original 70 plus 50, 120. So you're doing like 300 damage, right? And you can do that pretty freely for just 165 mana. I think this is fine. I think this is good for 3. Especially against heroes like Slark and Nature's Prophet. I think Nature's Prophet starts with decent armor. I know Slark's is fine. He also has 20 charges. That's so sad. You're never going to kill that man.
Let us fondly remember Dyer's courier, its noble deeds, and the unmistakable...
Make sure you're not away from the creeps for too long. You guys are missing experience, both of you. Especially you. I'm assuming that maybe Boss Galaga isn't particularly familiar with Elder Titan. I have to assume that's why you played him 4 times in a row, is because you were trying to get, or 5 times, because you were trying to get the feel of him. Which is good, right? You're not familiar, play the hero. I totally support that. I don't think you had a better option here. If you had like a bracer and a wand, you might be able to trade better, just because you have the ability to suddenly burst heal, which is pretty big, but with the current items you do have, there's not much you could do.
Dyer's top tower is being attacked.
Punish him with Stomp. I'm not sure where you're going. You do have wards, though. You're blocking a camp? Okay, that's fine. You should be pulling your creeps, though. Slark's getting the farm closer to tower, which is what he wants to do until he gets 6. It's a little bit late now, but like if you ever see that potential, just like pull, right? You stack, you pull. You can't do it from any other camp basically, but you can do it here. Crystal even did it himself, which is not going to work because the creeps are there, but... So this is an example of just like stomp. You spirit stomp. So you got an urn at about 7 minutes 30 seconds. I want to see how long until an urn actually pays off. Now granted, it does do a little mana, little attributes, a little armor, but basically nothing. For what you pay for this, it is useless compared for its base stats. So I just want to see how long it takes until you actually get a charge. Okay, so you queued up treads. I really want to drill this into other people too, because I see this in a lot of supports. Buy Bracer. You're a support, you buy a Bracer. The only exceptions are when someone's going greedy on like a Skywrath or a Rubik for like quick nuke. But in general, you just buy a Bracer. You buy a Bracer, you buy a Wand. It's great stats, it helps you live through fights, it gives you extra mana and health and burst so that you can make carries overcommit. It's just good. Don't forget this. This is so important. Because like right now, your stats suck. You're getting +1 from... Sorry, +2 from all the urn things. Go punish. Bring your spirit back to you first. You need it. I want you to be more used to bringing your spirit back because it gives you extra movement speed, damage, all that.
Dire's middle tower is being attacked. Dire's middle tower taking damage. Dire's middle tower is being attacked.
I have to back up because I wasn't watching, to be honest with you. I was just trying to message real quick. I didn't think a fight was going to break out. And it happens just after. Cool, okay. And it happens like right around here. It was right around 9 minutes, so. We'll watch it again. Also, I want people who play supports to not so greedily buy treads. Treads are fine on the Titan if you're the core. But if you're support, you're probably better going Tranquils or going Mana Boots. I think Tranquils are probably better. Good sleep.
Dire's middle tower taking damage.
What's he doing? Why isn't Prophet running under tower? Spirit? Spirit? Why is he bad? You should have killed that boy. Uh-oh. Da-da. Da-da. Okay, you're too far. I thought you were dead. I was sure you were dead. Maxing Stomp is fine, by the way. Sometimes you go Spirit, because Spirit does give you better ability to fight in lanes. But at the lower MMR, I think going Stomp is totally fine. You'll still get a lot of benefit out of it. Getting tired, I should eat something. I had some Twix bites here, so. There's nothing you can do. I know I didn't see the entire thing, but I was actually watching the minimap. He just went right at you. There's really nothing you can do. He's just that strong now. I would actually leave. I wouldn't come back to this lane. I'm sure you do because most people make that mistake. It's very common, so I would be surprised if you didn't. I would probably be either mid pushing out the lane if Rubik isn't always there. I assume he probably will stay there. I'd either be mid or I'd be top. What was Rubik doing? He was invis. You're dead. You shouldn't walk near Slark. Okay, he didn't turn. He should have turned on you.
Dire's top tower is being attacked.
Spirit Stomp.
Bridges are fortified.
Oh. Maybe not. You did get the ult off before you died, so that's good.
The sacred grove awaits.
I'm fantastic.
Dire's top tower is being attacked.
Good TB. I know you all know what I'm going to say. Give me a second. I'm going to sip some water and I'm going to say it. But I already know. You guys know. You know me by this point. What is wrong with his items? He has a wand. I'm super happy. Has boots. Happy. He didn't finish the boots, though. When he's rushing an Maelstrom without finishing boots, unacceptable. In my opinion, unacceptable. And on top of that, he has 2 bracers. You're Juggernaut. Get Wraith Bands. You're a core. So that's all unacceptable. You try to sleep Jug. There's no threat. It doesn't really matter. You try to set up a Wind Ranger. I would. Okay. This is about being aware of your minimap, I guess, and your team. So you should see Wind Rangers moving down the lane right now. But at the very least, when you're running here, you should see her. And you should turn now. Like, you should already be back here. But you're still running away. So Wind Ranger's now dying, and you are... I don't know what you're doing, to be honest with you. Like, real talk, I don't know what you're doing back there. Slow motion, I just want to see. Okay, so if this is... I don't know what your camera is. Let me see your camera. This is not good camera positioning, right? You can't actually see anything. Nothing. You like your camera, so I want to go to free camera. Your camera should be ready. Right there. Because you don't need to see yourself. You can even have yourself at the very top if you'd like, but you should be the least focused thing in the screen. Because you would know that Jug was here, not coming at you, you'd see the distance, and you'd see Wind Ranger coming with a double damage. So, I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt, right? Right here, you should even hear the ability go off. I'm assuming that your player perspective is, yeah, you're still not really looking at anything. I would fix your camera. Because you should know this is happening. You should turn. Just like, I want you to watch what you do while this is all happening. Like, I'm just going to go back and forth. Wind Ranger's fighting. She's fighting. I'm going up to full speed, right? Still fighting, still fighting. And you're way back here. And I don't really know what you're doing. You didn't really accomplish anything. Wind Ranger lost a potential kill that you might have been able to help with. You had your ult and everything. And it's just sad because it didn't have to be that way. And you were supposed to be soaking top, right? So I'm going to be honest, Galaga. I love you. I do. We always talk about trying psychological warfare. You were actually so busy trying to type, right? You are literally the only person who's trying to, like... Earlier, too, you were trying to turn people against the NP was left alone to die. So I want to make it clear. Oh, of course I can't until I start again. I want to make it clear. Your typing is, in fact, inhibiting your gameplay. Like, you're too busy typing, you're not looking at what you're doing. So, like, right now, that is a perfect. That's perfect. That's perfect. Alright, so you were here top to take the lane, to get experience, farm, whatever. Wind Ranger's obviously leaving. She has no health. She also not... Oh, she has a jungle item. Okay. So I just want you to watch yourself, right? So you're here. "15 minutes. You walk away from the tower, even though there's a creep wave right there. You then proceed to walk around. Crap talk. Note, by the way, there are tier 2 towers, tier 1 towers in certain lanes, and you're way back here. And then decided at 15:21, so 21 seconds of wandering before you decided that you can TP. You could have actually soaked a whole wave, maybe 2, before you came, and you would have maybe been level 8 or close to it. Big deal. And yeah, again, I know Boss Galaga didn't ask for this review, so I'm going to try to be a little bit easy, although he's pretty open with his reviews. Because, like, I know he didn't play this game and then think to himself, yeah, this is what I want everybody to see. But I just want this to be clear to other people, too, because other people do the same thing, right? It's not Galaga, it's players. It's a lot of players. It's, like, an obscene amount of players who do this. So, like, right now, he's fine. I would argue his positioning is okay, right? He's near his Rubik. His Rubik is obviously stronger than him. Well... Actually, maybe that's not true, but seemed to be. He's trying to stay close. So, like, right now, I would argue he's too far away from Bristleback when he walked back up there. So this was out of position when you went back here. So I would immediately ult. So the reason why I would ult, by the way, because I know people are going to say, you're going to ult, what's the setup? You don't need a setup. Slark already pounced, right? He pounces right there. No pounce. So what you do... is you ult across, and then you spear it on here, right? So the ult's going across this way. Can I draw? No, I can't. Ult's going across towards the catapult, and you put a spirit basically on Slark. And if he tries to jump through, he has to walk. And you're going to stun, and he's going to get stunned right here on the other side of the ult, and then get dragged back in. So you can get an ult for free while Bristle's still doing his thing. And if he tries to commit on Bristle, Bristle just stays still. He just stays inside the thing, and he can still mash Quill Spray, and Slark will have to disengage because he'll be on the wrong side, because he can't get stomped on this side either. Okay, don't spoil anything, Azzy. I plan to play it. Well, my girlfriend's going to play it, but I'm going to watch her play it this weekend or next. Probably next weekend, but... Okay, that's a quick way for me to just... shoop. That's fair. I mean, I'm sure the story is probably not going to be as good. Like, real talk, I already knew the story wasn't going to be as good, most likely. Because usually when you have a game that kind of ends... Not that it ended, because it's not like there wasn't any place for them to go. But, like, I don't know. When you have, like, an ending that feels complete enough, you're like, yeah, this could be a standalone game. Usually when they make a sequel, you kind of get... The story kind of gets muddled. It just would happen. Right, exactly. Yeah, it happens, and it's fine. The mechanics are pretty smooth in the first game. So it's okay to make another one. You just have to understand the story is not going to really be like there, right? The DLC was fine because it was a prequel, right? That was the thing. The DLC for the first. Did I talk to you about this yet, Azzy, by the way? Did I talk to you about my emotes? I know everybody else has heard about this when I did the last part of this stream, but this is the second part, so nobody on YouTube will care. So I have some ideas for emotes circling around to fill the tier 2 spot for subs, tier 3, and anybody who's donated enough bits, that unlocks emotes too. So if you check the Discord, I posted some ideas. You can react to them in the Discord just because that way your reaction is permanent. There's some... You know, there were some ideas I transferred from the chat into Discord, and some that I had myself from just talking. So, it's just something to consider. I would really be more free with your ults. It's only a 100-second cooldown, which isn't that bad, and I feel like you could definitely punish this Slark and make him leave lane. I know he has a lot of regen, but, like, I think at the stage you guys are at, you could probably push this lane. You just need to get Slark out. Okay, so whenever you have a team there, be aware that you might push, because right now you're farming camps. You were farming a creep, even though your team was about to move. You're the support, so you're supposed to be the one making space. It's like right here. I love the D-ward, right? You should be looking at your teammate. Rubik looks like he's in position. Bristle's pretty close. You should be right here. Post it in the Discord. You know how it's done. Unless you already did, in which case that'd be fine. So, right now you go back to do this, right? If you were here, you could actually get a double stomp. I'm glad I have you here, Azzy, by the way. You can always tell me if you think I'm off base with any of these calls. So, like, right now, Alpha Titan, you need to be here. Look, there's even a Rubik lift, right? Rubik lifts. This isn't a coach. This is game review. I don't charge for game reviews. Obviously, you can tell. You know it's a game review. I'm aware you're aware of this UI, but I don't get paid to do game reviews. As far as coaching, what do you not get? Like, what? So this isn't coaching, but for coaching, what is it that you don't understand? Because I'm ancient. I coach people who are between Herald and, I guess, Archon. What was the highest person I did? I did Herald, Guardian. Did I do a Crusader? I think Crusader's the highest I've done. I mean, I'm thousands of MMR above a Crusader, so I definitely have the skill to coach those people. Obviously, I have the shining personality. Anyway. I could teach people a legend something. As you have bad habits. There's immortals who'll tell you you do. Yeah, but the same thing is true of you. You can only raise someone so far, and then eventually, if they got to your rank, they'll have bad habits that you taught them too. Like, that's always Dota. Everybody has their own approach. Right? Like, legitimately. Like, I guarantee there'd be immortals who are immortal, like, let's just say, like, an immortal 56 in Europe. Who would look at your game and be like, I don't know who 56 is, by the way, but would look at your game and be like, man, you just are messing up so much because they're that much of a better player. And they'd say, you're never going to climb that way. Like, these are all habits you need to stop immediately. That's just always the case. Alright, you actually get a good stop on the NP. I'm going to be honest, though, that wasn't worth it. Where are we? So, like, your stomp needs to be on both of them. Go ahead, tell me. Like, you actually literally place your stomp in a position. It needs to be right here. Yeah, I hate that too, Ezzy. I despise that. That happens to me all the time. Yes, and then feeds. Yes. 100% agree. Honestly, though, if I'm going to say anything I hate the most, I hate when people do not pick CC on supports. I swear to you, if you look at my game history, even when people we know, whether it be people we know, people we don't know, I seem to never get stuns. I get a singular stun in safe lane sometimes, or it's someone like Skyrath who's okay, but like isn't a stun, right? It's a silence and a slow. And Skyrath fine is okay. He's fine as 5, but you need to have a really good stun as a 4 and probably a 3 who has CC2 like Mars. Otherwise you can't. You just have to have enough CC. Like, it's fine to have a 5 or a 4 with no stun as long as that's made up for by the 3 and the 5, you know, etc., etc. But all the time, I'll be like, my support will be Skyrath. I'm like, okay, that's fine. We'll make it work. We just have to make sure. And then suddenly I'll see Bounty Hunter get picked as 4. It's like, okay, so now we have 0 stuns. And then the 3 will be Bristle. It's like, so the 1 and the 2 have to have all CC that's going to happen. That's completely unacceptable. Like, I can't even. I literally can't even. I'm doing game reviews for the next hour, Azzy. So you literally place this in a position where it's not going to hit Slark. And I know that Slark would have purged it off, but when you cast it, you didn't know that. It would have at least done damage, but now instead Slark is obviously going to be basically at full. Well, almost. He's bad, so obviously he's going to die, because of course he is, but he shouldn't die here. I think it's on the Discord suggestions, isn't it? Almost positive it's on game suggestions. Hold on. Maybe I'm wrong. I thought it was. You can put it on game suggestions. You can feel free. It might have been. Anyway, where are we at? So you see, okay, I was gonna say, you see a Skyrath coming in. Your team is obviously backing prior to your stomp. You have to get out. Thank you. So we're gonna go back to the Slark. Slark dies, we know that here. So right here, right? You have to be communicating with your team, right? So you don't know how many are TPing in. It's at least 1 up to 3. You don't see anybody else on the map. So you have to say to yourself, can I solo 1 or more? The answer is no, you don't have ult and you don't have spirit. And your Wind Ranger, you know, already used ult. So the chances of killing are low. You should already just know to go back. But you should watch your teammate's body language. Wind Ranger is already, she's gone. She's 100% gone. She's wind running, she's not in there. Rubik is back. He has no mana. You should be gone. But you walk in there and you commit the stun, which missed. I thought so. And I think Skyrath could have probably killed you. You're not that tanky. I mean, maybe not, but probably. Yeah, I'll try to look at it again, Azzy, when I have the chance. Not right now, but in general. This is a super... Actually, okay. I'm just going to ask. I'm going to ask Azzy. I'm going to poll the audience. Azzy, how do you feel about other Titan hitting these creeps right now? So, like, we just watched what happened over here. How do you feel about this? I'm just curious. Because maybe I'm off base. So before I even give an opinion, I want to poll the Azzy. Maybe Azzy doesn't have the information. All right, I'll have to move on because I don't want to spend forever. Okay, never mind. This is way out of position, Galaga. You are like... They just backed. Because Skyrath TP'd in. They just backed from... They tried to take the tower. They killed Slark, and they killed NP. And Scarth Mage got in and made them leave. Because Wind Ranger has no farm. She had little health. Rubik has no mana. He got a little mana boost. I don't know how he got that, actually. Oh, he managed. He just got a mana boost, so he used mana boots. So they all backed. This feels out of position to me, because if one hero comes in like Prophet, he's dead. Right. Exactly. Thank you. Tier 1 tower is up. There is no vision over here. The only vision is back here. You're dead if Nature's Prophet comes in. I'm sure he won't, because, you know, it's obviously, you know, lower MMR game. It's like, Galaga, I think, is Arkan, if I remember correctly. I'll check. I'm almost positive he is, though. Galaga. He's somewhere in here. Yeah, Arkan won. So it's possible Nature's Prophet would do it. Don't get me wrong. Sometimes Arkan players make great plays, but... Well, so the Nature's Prophet isn't that strong right now, but the Sprout hurts. Not if he sprouted. Ow. That hurt. He does have a long stun, don't get me wrong, but it's hard to hit anybody when you're inside Sprout. You have to have your Spirit's perfect micro. Yeah, he can Quelling Blade, that's true. But he's not going to hit Nature's Prophet with the stun, I don't think. Maybe. I do agree, Slark's a much bigger issue.
Quite a spree.
Dire's top tower is being attacked.
Alright, there's no reason you would want to be there. I would actually go top. No one's in that area. Bristleback or Rubik could pull off for this tower, so I would just get out of here.
Keep murdering.
I wouldn't want to be here. Your team is... Nope, they're still not committing to it. They have no concern. They have no concern for that. The problem is you have nothing you can do about Slark. He's just too strong for you. He's got almost 2 levels on you. And, I just don't see any situation you kill him. I don't think playing any... I said this on a forum recently. I don't think any role is better or worse for climbing Azzy. I am firmly convinced of that. It's more important what heroes you play in your role. If you play heroes that are good, like in the meta, then you'll do better. As long as they're good at your MMR as well. Like, Io is okay, but not at low MMR. But as long as they're, like, okay at that MMR. Is there anything you could have done differently? Let me think. Okay, so you have no vision here. At all. I would already be really hesitant about being over here. You even stand here. Because you know the creep wave saw, right? They saw you because they have vision from the creep wave, let alone that. You then stand here. Okay, you put a sentry down. That was kind of cool, I guess, but... Yes, agree. Putting wards down is important, but, like, you have to put them down quickly. If he really wanted a sentry here, he should have walked here, stood behind this tree, put the sentry down, and then run for his life. But you're actually going back. You're going back into an area you have no vision. And he was right that there was a ward here, right? And this is what he wants. But you should just die. Like... So you have Quelling Blade, right? Turn Quelling, okay. And it unfortunately doesn't matter because there's heroes here. And if Bristle had been the one to reveal them, you actually might live. I'm fine with you using your abilities though. I mean, you tried your best to do some damage. Alright, so if I was you, I see where you're TPing, but let me look. Let me assess. Prior to your TP completing, there's going to be a fight bottom, and Wind Ranger or Bristle might need help. Mid's fine. Top has PL. I would actually go bottom. I don't think you help kill Juggernaut at all. Juggernaut is way too strong. Like, his Q is counter to everything you have. The only thing you can do is right-click him and ult. Ult's on cooldown, and your natural order isn't that high yet, so I just don't see you doing anything to him. This isn't viable. You should be bottom in this case. But we'll turn it back to full speed. Alright, I do understand you wanted to secure the outpost, though. That does give me some hope. This isn't terrible. So you see the Juggernaut. If I were you, I would walk straight left. Which, they see you, but you don't know they see you. I would put a sentry as I walk, realize that's there, and then de-initiate. But if you don't put a sentry, I would walk over here, and I would tell my PL to push the jug to spin. And then as soon as he spins, I would get ready to stomp the retreat. Oh, you don't have an ult, so I guess that sucks too. Don't be afraid to use your Astral Spirit, because you're going to die.
Killing spree.
Okay. So obviously this won't pierce... it does pierce Bell Immunity. So I think the stomp is great, right? Good stomp. Healing ward's up, so I would hit that. Now I know there's a small reaction time.
The seeds of fortune.
It looks like it went down. I would see this wave as an opportunity. I would actually cast my spirit here, run it towards Jug, and the moment it hits Jug, I would call it back in. Because for each unit that's hit, right? So each creep gives 3. So 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24 damage, plus the Jug, which is an extra 20. Yep, so you get 44 extra damage per hit, in addition to all the other benefits you get, right? So I look at that as an opportunity. Now, you even get an extra second because Jug is like, he doesn't go on you right away. So he's low. He does have a Maelstrom though. So like, I would never fight without Spirit here. You have Spirit, right? So you could have the extra armor too. You would have...
Every coin helps.
He's just casting it now, but it would have given like 6 or 8 armor or something. So with the extra damage you would have been doing and the extra armor, you guys definitely kill Jug here. Like, I'm convinced Jug is dead.
More death, a vicious double slay.
Alright, I would be TPing mid to stop the push because Rubik's top and everything, so I would go mid. You can walk too, that's actually acceptable. Where's Keeps On? He's usually here. I hope he's okay. Spirit, stomp. Oh, my wrist suddenly hurts. Oh, man. That stinks. Ow. Really getting me.
Bottom tower is being attacked.
I don't know why. It just suddenly, like, started killing me. Oof. Dota's getting to me.
Dire's bottom tower under fire.
Shake it off. Shake it off. Staying with the Bristle's okay, but as we discussed, you're walking away from Bristle in areas where there's... I'm so happy I said that before I saw Razor. Razor should have just queued you and done the slow. You definitely would have died. You're dead anyway, so it's fine. Honestly, why is Razor not hitting Bristle? Okay. So, honestly, it's your fault that Bristle's dead, and it's your fault you're dead, just because of the extension here. Nothing else you did afterward was really your fault. Nothing you could do. Just that first mistake.
Dire's bottom tower is being attacked.
Alright, mid's fine. No one's there.
Radiant's middle tower is taking damage. Dominating. Dire's top tower.
You don't have any items to save, Rubik? Well, yeah, okay, so Bristle could have saved himself, but Bristle wouldn't have been in danger. Yes, I agree. He could have absolutely got out. I just mean, like, Razor wouldn't have had 400 damage if it weren't for the initiation here. He would have never gotten a good static link. He got a static link because he used him out of position. That's what I mean. So I agree that Bristle could have saved his own life, but he never would have been put in that situation in the first place. He definitely was being dumb though. That was a bad play by Bristle. Agree. All right, you need to not walk backwards. You need to be soaking experience somewhere, whether it be bottom with your Bristleback, mid from a distance, or top. I feel like you're probably the lowest level. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You are the lowest level by 2. You can definitely fix this. Like, you don't have to be the lowest level. I don't even know if Atom is up or not. I'm sure you're also the lowest net worth. Oh yeah. And I feel like you're not even... You definitely bought some of the wards. But it's not like you're buying, like, a crazy amount. Like, that's nuts! You know. Unleash you through the ult. Let me see how out of position that was. I gotta know. So, you saw a tree, so your new Nature's Prophet was around. So right now, you see Nature's Prophet and you see Jug. You're missing 3 heroes. I wouldn't walk on the high ground. Or if I was going to walk on the high ground, I would put a ward here. An observer. So you'd be a little farther away. I would if I had time. I'm doing Rockets next. If Rockets takes a short amount of time, sure, but I think it was a long game. You're also accusing the enemy team of insta-casting. I assume you mean Razor, but Razor is not doing anything sketchy that I've noticed. He's just catching you out of position because you're standing out of position. Alright, so this Nature's Prophet shouldn't need your help. I would save all spells. Good, good. Alright, so your Bristle's kind of out of position here. So is Rubik. I don't know why he's not using Arcane Bolt here, by the way. This would be really good. So much damage. Let's see how you do this. Okay. Call your spirit back. Call your spirit back. Call your spirit back. That's fine. Watch the minimap to see if any action happens. Turn your treads to strength. You're a strength hero. I don't know how long it's been like that. I wasn't really paying attention.
Under fire.
Why'd you ult? Was that an accident? Oh, I get it. You ult the Skywrath. Big rip. We all get tricked by illusions time to time. I have a Abyssal Delusion. It happens. Alright. You committed with the Stomp for the Jug. You should know he's going to spin. But it happens. Okay, it wasn't perfect, but you did stuff. I mean, Slark just kills you if he wants to kill you. I don't think there's anything you can do about it. Okay, so you see a potential fight coming with a PL who you're never going to catch. I think you're out of position here. I think this is actually already overextended. Your Wind Ranger isn't that close. Rubik's not close at all. Bristleback is like a mile away. PL is the only hero you're near, and I'm okay with you being near PL. So it's not that bad. I guess you kind of have to be out of position to help him. But I would just be cautious because throwing your life away when he's the one with the escape is a little bit sketchy. I think it's okay. I'm scared because you can be killed so easily. Alright, stomp him. Stomp him. We gotta do it. Good stomp. Alright, you threw an ult, right? Yep. I would hit the Slark with the... Okay, run. Yeah, I kind of agree. Nobody really buys lifesteal besides Juggernaut with a Mask of Madness, which you didn't get. And it's not that big of a counter. Its only real value is against the Slark, because during his ult he doesn't heal as much. But I find that to be minor. I talked about that already. I talked about his item build. He doesn't have a wand. He doesn't have a bracer. His first item probably should be correct. Well, I meant the aura. Remember, Azzy has an aura now. So the passive aura hurts Slark's regeneration. Right? He can't purge that. So that really does hurt. 20% reduction on Slark's ult is a big deal. Correct. So there is value. It's just, it's okay. I would be much more apt to get a Force Staff here. It's the counter to Slark, right? Force Staff still breaks Leash, am I wrong? Did they fix that? I kind of forget what they did. Did they fix... Does Force Staff still break Leash? If it does Force Staff, even if it doesn't Force Staff, actually, because it's an Atos carrier, it's still good. I would still Force Staff. Yeah, Force Staff. It's just the item. I would hit them with... Yeah, you did. You already used it. That's cool. I feel like you waited way too long to stomp. I feel like an eternity passed. So, this isn't a concern by himself, right? Okay, Rubik's out of position. Right when I see Scarith approaching, I would be stomping right here. Spirit stomp. But you actually wait until Rubik's already dead. Yeah, wait. You already used your quelling, I guess? On what I don't know. Oh, you cut a hole open in the tower. Okay. Yeah, right. Like, I don't know. You waited way too long. You definitely could have stopped this. And you don't even get the, these two. Ow.
Dire's middle tower is being attacked.
Yep, just stop. It's worth it. It's counter push. That's one of Elder Titan's strengths. Go get mana though. You can't do anything else right now anyway. Just go get mana. You can't even do your combo. What's up, X Tokyo Kill? Welcome, welcome. I'm doing game reviews. I think this game is basically over. This is gonna be a slow push to death, right?
Now all of a sudden you want back in? For goodness sake, make up your mind.
Yeah, I like to do game reviews. Rocket's lined up next. Alright, so you should be looking for your first stomp as soon as you see supports. I would ult now, though, because he can hit Jug right out of his ult right when he stops. Alright, so you stomped instead first, but it was Jug. I don't know. Not much you can do. I'm assuming the game ends before you spawn. There's nothing else to even worry about here. The game is basically over. They're just going to take everything, right? Yeah. I'm not going to judge the late game team fighting. It's an over game. Honestly, like, the biggest things are about laning. You need to be able to use your abilities. So this is actually one of those cases, much like Earth Spirit, explaining what he does, where I just have to explain, like, Elder Titan better. Because I feel like that was a lack of understanding versus, like, a lack of wanting to do the right thing. I feel like there was a mixed... I'm shocked he didn't lose his tower, to be honest with you. So this is important. So, like, when you have enemy heroes, We'll even go to the creep wave because the creeps actually do matter. So when you have 2 enemy heroes, which is pretty common, right? When you're in lane, even with just this level 1 here, what you want to do is you want to hit everybody, right? And then you want to call it. And then immediately want to start hitting people. I'm hitting for over 100 damage right now. No items, nothing. Like, you see this? And it lasts for a while. And it increases my armor. So, like, when I do that, I'm going to refresh again. When I have it walk through all this stuff, I also get 5 armor. Like, it's kind of a big deal. And that's level 1. Let alone the fact that as it levels, it doubles the first time with hero stuff. It increases more than double for the creeps. So, like, at this level, if you actually did go for this build, which is totally legit, I'll level them up too. These are axes, right? I have no items. Look how much damage I do. And usually what Elder Titan will do is he'll stomp, even if it's a low stomp, knowing that as soon as they get out of it, he gets a free hit. So I just want that to be clear about what you're supposed to do with Spirit. That's very important. You're supposed to put it in the back line and then call it to yourself. Or if you're trying to get a setup, you're supposed to put it behind heroes and immediately start channeling. You basically give them no options. So like in this case, I would be a little closer. So I would do it here, right here. And I would start. There's nowhere to go besides out this way. And even there, you have to get that very sweet spot, which for a hero who doesn't have a lot of movement speed is very difficult. You don't give them an option. Because if you start Spirit on somebody, directly on them, I usually do right behind, they don't have a lot of options of where to go unless they're a very quick hero. Because you're not giving them any time. So usually the way heroes, usually if you're going to get a team, for example, the way most people do a combo, depending on who you are and how you like to combo, is like this. And it depends if you want them to wake up from sleep quickly or not, but usually the hit of Earth Splitter is totally worth it because the damage it deals is percentage based. So even as they have items, it doesn't matter. It'll do that same damage. Alternatively, you start with the stun. I actually can't sometimes I'm stupid, but you saw. Obviously, I would have stunned there. I'm just dumb. Instead, you can always start with the stun. Cast it. Everybody gets into position. You call your Spirit back. He breaks out, but he gets pulled right back in. I mean, you can kill people super fast. Like, I killed him in, 4 hits, basically. It's very important to combo in this regard. And that's why he also works very well with items like Force Staff, items like Yules. He's good with Tranquils because of movement speed. Sometimes you can even see an Elder Titan buy something greedy like a Blink Dagger, which is totally fine. And the reason why Blink Dagger is fine is because basically what you end up doing is if you want to get close enough, but heroes are way back there, and you're like, oh, I can't get close enough to Spirit, you blink within your acquisition range, and they don't have a chance to react. The alternative for why Force Staff is good is because once they're slept, you can push them out of position, and they're still slept. Like, I woke him up by hitting him, but he was still asleep over here. In addition to it just being a good item in general. Glimmer Cape is the same as Force Staff because you can get yourself into a good position, and Yules actually can do free stuff. I just missed him because I'm bad. Big rip. You can basically free stomp people, which is a pretty big deal. You can also do the same thing with your ult because it takes, what, 3.14? So if you didn't have a setup... Oh, I actually don't have my... I'm stupid. Wow, that's actually hard to time. I thought it says 3.14. Yules is only 2.5, so there should be a 0.5 seconds. That's weird. Okay, that seems about right. There's ways to combo into it. He's all about combos, and he's all about the fact that when heroes try to push into your tower, you should be the ultimate punishing force. So if they're trying to push into your tower, you're the kind of guy who says, do you really want to commit? And they have to use their escape abilities to get out. So if you had to blink or something, he blinks out, not in. Because he'll die. Because even when you're slept, you still take damage, a little bit of damage. It depends on what level this is. But he can take 100 damage before it actually ends up mattering. So that's just important. I wanted to talk about that. So is Rocket around? Because I want to do his game. He's playing, okay. If anybody else has a game review, I don't feel like I have to do rockets. It's up to you guys. If you guys have an idea, I'll do rockets otherwise, because that's totally fine with me. It's the Coddle game, not the jug. But if anybody who's in chat wants me to do the game review, I will prioritize, because you guys are here in chat and Rocket's currently playing game. So I'll give you about 20 seconds to digest that while I make sure my phone hasn't gone off the wall while I've been here. Nope. I know Azzy said he would, but Azzy also doesn't need it, so I kind of unprioritize that. But if X Tokyo Kill wants me to review a game, I will gladly do such. Just let me know. And we're getting there, by the way, guild level wise. Sick. Alright, so no responses yet, unless someone hits me up real quick. So I'll start downloading Rocket's game. You guys know I feel very strongly about Coddle, so I hope this is a 4. I haven't even seen the other heroes, but I really hope this is a 4. I feel very strongly about Coddle. I get very upset at Coddle, depending on the position and how it's played. Alright, it's Coddle 4. Good. Free camera. It's on the right person. Okay. So, let's pause right now. I want to see what Rocket built. I think 2 Iron Branches is great. Clarity is great. 1 Mango is fine. Sometimes what I do is I'll have 1 Mango and then a Fairy Fire. The Salve is for your core. You can actually get away with 3 Tangos if you want. Some people buy Headdress, and I think that can be fine, especially with a Dragonite. It could be okay. This build for lower MMR will work just fine, but I like to switch one of the Mangoes with a Fairy Fire. I put, the Clarity in the backpack, and then add the Fairy Fire for extra damage for Harass. But in general, the build is okay. It's passable. I'm not really mad about it. You took Blinding Light already, which I don't like to skill until after their lane starts, but it is pretty much the option. You saw them already. You should be over here probably. You should try to push them away, because people get scared when you go around the side like that. I know it's a Sven, but he also has low regen, so you could actually be hitting him right now. Like, you could absolutely be over here just, like, hitting the crap out of him. And if he tries to commit on you, he has to waste a lot of mana just to hurt you. You also have a Quap behind you, so I don't think he has much he can do. It looks like you guys are afraid of the Rune Steal, which is fine. You know now they're not going to steal because there's 2 heroes, so I would actually... Yep, perfect. You come back. Yep, you Blind Light him. I don't think your allies could have done anything there. I think that was probably not going to be anything. Alright, let's see how this goes. We'll just wait till the creeps meet. Alright, good harass. Keep it up. You have less armor and less damage, but you can hit more often. That's perfect hiding. That's awesome. You just walk right outside of range every time he does this. Just be careful, because once he's through the trees like this, you're going to have a little trouble. Good blind. This is actually fine. Dragonite should breathe fire them. You live. So there was a little problem when Rich Doctor came through. You stayed a little bit too long, but other than that, that was fine. Just be cautious. You do have to give Witch Doctor some space, because he is just a better right clicker than you. Good blind. You actually get Sven. Okay, apparently not. He was just outside. Still good blind.
The killing begins.
Your blind was fine. I think that the Dragonite should have just got out. I don't think that's your problem. It's not your fault that Dragonite didn't buy any regen at all. Literally unplayable. I would Clarity. You could save it for a Mango, I guess. So I wouldn't be back here. I would be like over here trying to scope out where they're at. I would also get a ward as soon as possible, if you have one, just because it would be pretty cool right now to be able to see. Alright, you see he has a Clarity, but he's full. You don't care. You're looking for Witch Doctor, which is smart. I think hitting Sven here is okay. Any pressure you can put on him is good. He doesn't have a lot of regen. So even these small hits that you have are enough to potentially make Sven a sad boy. You should be calling Missing Witch Doctor. I don't know if you do, but I'm actually really worried he's about to gank. Buying early Bracer. I like that. Bracer and Wand are very big. Alright, you see that he's pulling, so you stop it. It's too late, obviously, but I do appreciate you pointing them to the side. I would actually... So right there... I had an ability to Scream to me personally. Right here... I know they're going on your DK, but he's actually max. I would start channeling Illuminate because you can get 200 damage on this Witch Doctor and the Sven and potentially turn this fight. If you started channeling right now, I think you might get more out of this, and then Blinding Light afterwards. Blinding Light's super cool, don't get me wrong. And you're going to get the Illuminate off anyway, but... Aren't you in Game Rocket? Hello anyway, but I thought you were in game. Oh, do you want to get in the Discord? You don't have to. There's no pressure. I will continue to do this by myself. If you would like to get in the Discord and be part of this, okay. We'll wait. I haven't said anything that important that you have missed yet. Yo.
Hello.
So,
I can't wait to get yelled at.
So far, I haven't had anything too terrible. The only thing that I found is the two mangoes. I actually suggest you buy one mango and a fairy fire, and you keep clarity in your backpack and use the fairy fire for a right click.
Okay.
It makes a big difference as far as harassing, but that's so minor. It's not a huge deal. Like what you built was fine enough. At your bracket, it is just very reasonable. I don't have any actual complaint. I think this Q was very bad.
Yeah.
It wasn't aimed at anybody. You had no setup, and they had vision of you. That's okay though. It's a bad Q. It happens to everybody. I would actually back up here in clarity. Your DK is gonna die on his own. You can actually block. Oh, you did! You did the block! Rockets! you saved DK's life. I was even thinking. I was like, I mean, technically speaking, you can't do anything, but you could block. And then suddenly I watch you block in front. I'm like, oh no. Rocket making me look bad. You were ahead of me. All right. Good clarity. Oh, he actually clarity'd you. Oh,
yeah.
You should clarity yourself. All right, now's the time to not be visible, right? You just walked within vision, so they know you're here now. So what you could have done is you could have walked into these trees and made it unclear where you were at. I always like to instill a level of discomfort in my enemies where I am. When I'm playing as a 4 or a 5, I like to be like, am I here or am I not here? And then they're going to go, I don't know, did you rotate mid? And I'm going to go, maybe. And then they might back up. They might go too far forward. Mid might back up. Anything you can do to potentially affect the map without doing literally anything is a big deal. Because like right now, your mid's not even in lane. He's ganking. Or being ganked? Wait, what? That's them, right?
He died.
Your mid is dead. Okay.
But
So
Ricky died too.
they're going to think that somebody wants to rotate top to protect Drow. That's why you disappear. This is a perfect example, even though it wouldn't matter if it was happening or not. They're going to wonder, is Caudle going to come top and help? Blinding Light, maybe, like save somebody? And you make them think that, and then they're going to overextend bottom, right? Because Sven's going to go, oh, I'm fine, I can just run on the Dragonite. And then you pop out of the trees with, Blinding Light and full charge Illuminate, and before you know it, Witch Doctor's dead. The Witch Doctor actually is low enough that he's almost dead. You're going to block again, that's fine. You're a fast hero, so blocking is really strong on Caudle. I would hit this, I would actually be hitting Dragonite with the Chakra Magic more. Your spells do matter, but Dragonite has Breathe Fire. It's his best farming tool, so you'd be helping Dragonite farm if you gave him Chakra.
Yeah.
Cancel that clarity, cancel that clarity. Yes! There you go. You're dead, that's okay. There's no way you live. 0 chance. Yep, 0 chance.
But I do live, I think, right there.
Wait, did you just spawn that fast?
No, I lived.
You did not.
I did. They didn't do enough damage to me after he hit me.
Wait, what time was that? Stay. Already missed it? I guess I missed it already. Hold on.
Or did
Oh my god. You lived. 10 health.
Yeah.
I can't believe you're alive. I would be so mad if I was a doctor. Alright, you did live.
I didn't know how I lived.
Back to
either.
base or wherever you're gonna go. Runes are coming up. I actually would do this too. I would just stay around. I'd be really careful about walking so close to the rune. You're at low health. And Sven probably should have been contesting rune, meaning that he should have been there to stun you and kill you. Alright, this is fine. You're regenning slowly. You're not going a wand. You don't actually have to go wand on Keeper. I would still suggest it. It's just a nice item to have. But you don't strictly have to on Keeper. He's one of the only heroes that's like, it's fine. So I'm not going to dock you for that. I will point out if wand would have saved your life at any given point, though. If you die and wand would have saved you, I will be clear to point that out.
Yeah.
You'll be fine. I think you need to take more advantage of Illuminate. I feel like you're not taking a lot of advantages of when Illuminate is ready. It does a lot of damage. Like right now, you could be right here behind the tree, out of vision, charging Illuminate towards this Witch Doctor. It would cancel the clarity, and you could do enough damage to Witch Doctor to make him get out.
no more couriers die with a stench of evil?
I feel like instead you're in vision so often that your Illuminate is essentially not even a spell. You're just stealing farm from DK basically. You're pulling a Drakus on me. Big farm stealer. I'd send a salve and would use that clarity. There you go. All right, that's half of the job. You're gonna get. Oh wait. All right. So right there is a perfect example of out of position. So ready? This is gonna be beautiful. All right. I want to show you how far away. All right. Ready? Where you are right now, you can easily reach them with Illuminate, and Blinding Light should be only cast like the moment it's necessary. So right now, you should keep running until DK stops or gets caught. Chakra Magic is fine. They're right on your heels. I would not turn for anything unless DK is actively stunned. Okay, he turns, so I would stop, turn, but not move, and start casting Illuminate right now. Because it's going to de-incentivize them to say, because it's 33% of their life right now. That's how much damage it does. Instead, when you turn, and they do move on DK, you move forward. You're already in Blinding Light range. You're way in Blinding Light range. Let's just be clear about that. You could have cast Blinding Light notably before. And then you cast it, and then you look at watch as you keep walking in. See that? You watch the extra couple feet that you walked in afterward. And that's why Sven is about to turn on you, and he's about to rip you apart. If you live, that's fine. Like, as in it's nice. Okay, you're definitely not alive. But you should die anyway, even if you do live. Alright, so you TP'd back. Not a lot you could do. Nice sentry, by the way. I love that. I love that spot right there. It's not commonly dewarded, which is nice.
Because now the Rookie has invis.
Correct. And that's what I mean too, by the way. Like, I would be over here right now. I'd just be looking for an Illuminate. That's one thing that Drakus does very well. Just look for Illuminates. Because, like, this Illuminate, the only benefit of this is that Sven doesn't want to get away from the creeps in our tower. So it's okay. But he can still see it. So he could have, in theory, walked down and maybe dodged it and still got his last hits.
Yeah.
This one was even worse because he could have easily just gone down here or gone back over here. He had two spots he could dodge.
He just takes it.
He takes it because he doesn't care that much, but still.
Keep murdering
have actually missed the Witch Doctor with that. If you just aimed a little bit more like diagonally, like to get this area, you would have got Witch Doctor too. You guys are gonna die of it. Both of you.
Dire's top tower is being attacked.
Wait for it. Regeneration.
Dire's
I
top tower
unsuccessfully
is under
blocked
siege.
that.
DK actually lived for what you did. Call it a win.
Dire's top tower is being attacked.
You didn't really do anything wrong there.
Taking damage. Dire's top tower has bounty.
Oh, you know what you did do wrong is you didn't get those. Oh, you were dead actually, weren't you? Until the runes were already up. Not your fault then. I actually, I honestly think I wouldn't be here anymore. Looking at the fact that like ogres died twice and stuff, I would probably just try to be like around the other half of the team. You can't help Dragon Knight anymore. I don't think you're providing much benefit to his lane. He just needs levels. I would go somewhere else and pressure. So I would either be mid, pushing with whoever's supposed to be mid, Quap, and I would or I would be top, causing havoc. Because right where you are right now, I just don't feel like you're accomplishing a whole lot. It's basically just a long struggle. We get a little experience, then we get pushed back. And it's kind of not a great way to play it. That was a good chakra. I would channel right now. I would channel Illuminate diagonally. I know you're going to get stunned by the Sven, but it's better than DK getting stunned by Sven. So I would just take it. Okay, there's 2 heroes on you. There's no way you live. Unless they're really, really bad. Hit DK with chakra. Just die with him. You could have given him a faster breathe fire. I'm not saying it would have mattered, but it could have mattered. Alright, I would definitely go somewhere else because bottom is ass.
Yeah.
But
Even the bench
guess
down
who's
like
coming
that.
bottom? It's you, by the way. That's the person.
Yeah.
You just have to be cautious about going to the same lane to accomplish very little because you really need experience right now, which you're not getting down here. You're not even 6 yet. It's 12 minutes. That's unacceptable. And you're not getting any money. So I would like push out mid or something because Ricky has a tough time killing you solo. Well, it's not that tough, but it's a little tough just because you're faster. Do you know what your first item should be this game? I don't know what you buy, but
I think I upgrade the boots. And
After
then
that.
I go for a shed of it first. I think I get
Middle
it.
tower taking damage.
what should you have gone?
The Force Staff to
Correct.
get out Ricky's ult.
Correct.
Yeah. I don't Glimmer though.
Glimmer's a really good item, but it's not as good as Force Staff. Force Staff has a lot of uses. Vengeful Spirit swaps with somebody. She'll always be facing your team when she does it, which means you can put her even further out of position, or if she grabs a bad target, or when your ally turns to come back to your team, you can push them back into your team. It pushes out a Ricky Smoke. It helps separate with Witch Doctor's stun. It helps separate with Sven's stun. It helps get away from Timbersaw because you push through trees. So he can't Timber Chain through you. He'll stop too early because he hits the first tree. Need I go on?
Yeah.
Of the many uses of a Force Staff. I think that Q was fine. I would be careful about this trap of maxing Chakra Magic, though. Honestly, I like to either go to Blinding or to Illuminate by this point. Both of them do have value. Blinding lets cooldown goes down and the cast range goes up, making it a much more viable spell to use in combat. Well, Illuminate gets the extra 100 damage, meaning that you have the increased chance of being able to down a creep wave in case you're solo pushing. I just find the extra level of Chakra Magic does very little for you. The 1 second extra cooldown reduction is minor. The mana leak means nothing. The cooldown means very little. And the mana restored is nice, but it's usually not like the end-all be-all. You can still usually mana yourself and one other ally to a pretty good, amount. I wonder who gets the other Royal Jelly charge.
Radiant's bottom tower
Does
is
Mercy
being
know how to give Royal Jelly out?
I think so.
Dire's middle
He gave it
tower
to
is being
DK.
attacked.
Boo.
Radiant's bottom tower
Should be Drow. DK is Soul Ring. He's fine. He don't need that.
Radiant's bottom tower is being attacked.
If I was you right now, I would definitely be top. Like, what are you Ogre and Dragon Knight doing? Have you guys done anything?
No. Just kinda chilling out.
I guess you could have Dragon Knight just use his ult and push the tower super fast. That's your best bet here. That's what I would be doing. I would just organize your team and say, look, let's push bottom really fast. And then I would just have ult as soon as possible, ult as soon as possible. Okay, there was a small delay, but I'm not going to tick you for that. You did the spell.
I didn't have the mana for a little while there.
Nonsense.
Middle tower has been denied.
I'm not having that as an answer because it's not true. Ready?
Well,
Nice.
I had the wand, I guess.
You have the one, number one. And number two, this is the moment when the Witch Doctor stun is coming out that you know there's two. I know you're stunned, but it's ult as soon as you're unstunned. It's now at this point, and you already have used the wand. So it's now that I would want you to ult. So this moment right here is what I'm talking about. This is the first moment where you should have known I need to ult now. And I want you just to watch how painfully long you walk. I know it doesn't seem like a big deal, but like you got hit with extra Witch Doctor ult rounds, so you actually would have lived.
Might have survived.
You would have survived. You might have been hit by something else next, right? Like, you know, Witch Doctor might have thrown a Maledict at you the next wave. So I'm not saying you would have lived the fight, but you would have lived that particular engagement, which meant you could have blinding lighted here. Uh-oh. Big Daddy Sven coming in.
Radiant's middle tower is being attacked.
Don't come bottom. Stop TPing bottom, Rocket.
Dire's top tower is under siege.
You're killing me.
Selfish.
Is that Tome from 10 minutes?
Probably.
Rocket, do we have to talk about about when to buy tomes?
Every 10 minutes.
When they
Well,
come up.
I figured Mel would have got it, but
Yeah, but just ask. Just like, oh, you buying this tome?
yeah.
Right? I have mail, by the
Then
way.
Cat pinged it, and I was like, oh, I'd better go ahead and buy that.
You're the worst. I have to look at this really quick. I think it's just a renewal of my benefits. So make sure it's nothing like important, because like I don't know why I got mail just now, but okay, it's just a bill. I went to the dentist recently. I was so brave going to the dentist. I hate the
Tower is
dentist.
being attacked.
Yeah.
Bravest dentist goer.
Dentist is the worst.
I hate the dentist, dude.
I went there to get my wisdom teeth taken out, and while I was in the room, there was somebody in like a few rooms down, like screaming.
Death's
That sounds like a
Because-
dentist.
Yeah, I guess they had just gotten their wisdom teeth taken out.
It's
Well,
pro-
no,
it
they were
was
in the
probably
middle of
me.
getting theirs out, but
Have you heard screaming in the dentist office? I was probably there. No, I'm actually really quiet. I'm like the best at the dentist as far as like my physical demeanor. I'm like so easy to. I'm still watching you, by the way. You're just not doing anything. That's okay. Definitely get to this fight like ASAP. I actually think you missed a cue from your team. Right. So you saw, yeah. The Ricky revealed now, or did you reveal right before this? Okay, let me just watch. All right, the team right now is chasing down Vengeful Spirit. Right. You see that? This is you over here. I want to watch how long it takes you. Ready? We'll do it in regular motion. I'll be fair to you. So, 1534. You've not even turned for the fight yet. You warded. You realized there was a fight at 1540. So it took you 6 seconds to realize your team was like really engaged there. So, not good.
Yeah.
But you are going. Then you turn around. I want to note that. You decided it was over, right? You said, nope. My team might be in the river, but I'm turning around.
yeah, because they killed the venge, so I was like, oh well, they're.
And then you realized, oh shit. So you could have been here this entire time. You have to look at your team's position and decide if you think they're going to get into a fight, even if they don't intend to. Because you might have been able to save Ogre. Want that to be clear. Did you see the ideas for my emote in the channel, by the way?
No, not yet.
All right, when you get the chance, not during this game, you should give some feedback on what you think the emotes I get are, because I'm gonna do those almost very quickly, like in a week. Well, I mean, I'm gonna submit them in a week, meaning like get the artist to start doing them. Obviously, I need them, the idea fully fleshed out before I submit them. So, hey, you went bottom. This time it's appropriate to be bottom, I guess. It's just funny. You actually could have walked top and then TP'd for a fight. I might have done that instead, just to push out the wave, because that's what Coddle's good at, right? So you could be queuing the top wave right now, getting a little bit of farm for yourself and some experience. It looks like you're just sharing experience a lot. You're always next to allies. You're also standing idle right now, facing away. So, like, right now, this Sven is out of position. I would at the very least hit him with Chakra Magic to lower some of his mana, since Sven's abilities can get kind of expensive. He needs 300 mana to cast his full combo. So you could mana leak him and then Blinding Light and take a good chunk of his mana out, and you actually might be able to stop Sven from committing on this fight. Like, that's a perfect example right there. You did get the ult off, and I guess if you're waiting for that, this is fine. I'll give you a pass because the ult was good. I was gonna say you could have easily like stopped the initiation in the first place, but wand. Don't forget to wand. You didn't wand. You know what you did.
Bottom tower under fire.
Alright, please don't go bottom. Please, Rocket.
Radiant's
Do
top
not
tower is being
TP
attacked.
bottom.
I do TP bottom, but I don't
Dire's
TP all
bottom
the
tower
way.
is being attacked.
I TP to the...
You're also spending way too much time in the base and you're killing me.
Dire's bottom tower.
I
You're
think my
actually
brother
giving me an
walked into
aneurysm
the
right
room.
as we speak. No, Rocket!
And I was talking to him.
Who are you talking to?
My brother.
Oh, you're killing me. You're just sharing. Like, okay, I want to bring this up. Okay, hold on. You see these levels right now? See how you are tied for the second lowest level in the game? Shouldn't be the case. Shouldn't be the case. And you see where's this number coming in? See this number down here? See this?
Not yet. Yeah.
The 17, 18, whatever. That is a lack of farm that is unacceptable. You shouldn't be this broke. You could easily have pushed a wave or two and gotten like a couple hundred gold off the creeps. And before you know it, you would be almost tied with Ogre and you wouldn't be that much of a detriment. Right now, you're so unbelievably broke that you're actually adding nothing in like most fights besides your base abilities, which is really sad for you. Watch as you get Mercy stunned multiple times. It's okay. I would actually hit Mercy with Chakra. His spells are the most important in these team fights. Good ult. Now he did run away from you, so that's not your fault. And we don't even care how this fight went. All we care about is what you did. We're not judging the people in this game. It's only you. I reviewed a Galaga game before you, before yours, even though he didn't ask me. I just chose one. I was like, he won't care, right?
Bottom tower is being
Hopefully it was a good one.
It was not a good game. It was good for learning.
Yeah, the game before this when I played Juggernaut, that was like, please stop.
In which direction?
We lost.
Ah.
I shouldn't have picked Juggernaut because the other team was like completely anti-Juggernaut. Because they had
If I had more time, I'd review that game now too, but I don't.
yeah.
Dragon Knight's model is all broken. Lol. Alright, I need you to stop walking in places that have nothing for you. So, like, I'm not saying you could have known Ricky was here, but what was here for you? Can you answer what over here is particularly
I
interesting?
went towards my career.
Just don't.
Okay.
Your courier has a speed function, and if you get to a high enough level, also has a armor function. You don't need to like meet your courier. Just go places you need to be. Q it. Q. There you go. There you go. He had someone jump to, I guess. I would. Oh, this is so rough, dude. There's nothing you can do. I'd get out.
Yeah.
Fight's over. People are dead. Plop is coming. Okay, I would hit Ogre with Chakra Magic then. You got baited into using that ult by Quaps. That's not your fault.
Dire's top tower is being attacked.
I didn't realize they were about to move on you, so I totally missed your death there. I feel like you didn't need to die, though.
Well, they were following.
You didn't need to die, Rocket. Alright, if you're gonna get out, then hit yourself with Chakra. Hit yourself with Chakra, hit yourself with Chakra. Chakra, 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 Chakra. You would have Blinding Light right now. Alright, do you see why you died?
Yeah, I shouldn't have turned left. I should have went right.
Not just that, Rocket. I want you to watch in slow motion when you walk. I want this to be clear.
Okay.
You got two options as far as I see it. The trees here, or out. I would take the trees, but both are options. So right now, if you use Chakra, you would have Blinding Light almost instantly, but not quite. Alright. You would have Blinding Light in 0.5 seconds if you used Chakra Magic right now. Alright, you would now have it, so you could actually blow both of them back. So you chose left, right? So you should now go right here in TP. Watch.
Yeah, I turned.
Multiple times. And then you didn't commit to the TP. You just gotta commit. There's no option. Like, it's too late. It's too late to apologize.
As the stun slowly comes for me.
I know, right? It was fun to watch the sun come at you, though, in slow motion. Yo, you're going top? Let's go! Oh, no. No, wait, where are you going? You're gonna ward? That's okay.
Radiant have fortified their towers.
I don't think it ends up okay,
Dire's
though.
top tower is under siege.
Oh, I do survive this time.
This time. I survived this time. Yeah, why is it all your games just when I'm not around go terribly?
I don't know.
At least there's some sloppy orangutan kisses to go around.
Yeah.
I thought Mercy didn't even play Dota anymore.
He plays it sometimes. He plays it Saturdays
Dire's
with
top tower
Cat
is being
usually,
attacked.
and
Today's Friday.
whoever else joins for ranked.
Dire's
Although he didn't
tower
stream
is
this
under
week, so he decided he'd play a little bit.
There's nothing you can do there. I would hit this Timber with Chakra Magic, though. Just be aware that Timber Saw suffers from Chakra Magic pretty heavily.
Yeah, I didn't know that if you put it on people, they lose they lose stuff. I only knew about giving people magic.
Rocket,
So yeah.
please. Please. Spare me. Okay.
Yeah. I don't play Keeper of the Light.
You played quite a few Keeper Light games. Alright, so you just walked so woefully out of position. I have no idea if you live or die, but you better not live.
I think I live.
Are you ready for it?
Mm-hmm. Oh, this is when Mercy's
Dire's top tower is under siege.
Just want you to be aware of what happens. Ready? Your whole team's on high ground, except they're taking top. You know Sven's not there. Your Quap's split pushing, right? So you should just try to keep them back with Q.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
Let's watch what you actually do.
Dire's middle tower.
Alright, you don't see anybody. You do know Venge isn't there, which is big. But you see a Timber.
Yeah.
You see a Timber. Alright, let's watch. Right now, you're already in the death zone. If you want to stand anywhere, you stand right in the center here, because it's longer for people to walk here to stun you than it is to stun through trees. They could get you right now. Worse is that you circle the tower for some strange reason. So you should definitely be dead, but it's okay. You do know Venge isn't there, so I'll give you the benefit of the doubt, even though I know you didn't look there. I know you weren't watching Venge bottom, but that's okay.
Dire's middle tower is being
I'm going to
attacked.
pretend that you did.
I could feel it in my instincts.
Not hit her with Chakra. Alright, throw down that big ult. Throw down that fat ult. Or de-initiate. De-initiate's fine if your team's ready. Okay, that's fine, that's fine. That's better off, actually. The fight looked bad.
Death's bounty.
Dire's middle tower taking damage.
How often do you see running away in Dota 2?
Dire's middle tower is now but a memory.
Nobody ever de-initiates. I never see that. People are just, like, convinced they have to fight all the time. So, like, your farm is actually so low, it hurts.
Yeah.
I actually have to close. I have to close the net worth and level display because it's hurting me. Like, it's 26 minutes. I can't even believe you're level 10.
Tower is being attacked.
It's a rough game.
Radiant's
The line of
top
light
tower
cooldown is
under
actually
siege.
okay here. I usually do prefer to take the movement speed because it helps you get in and out of position better. And it's something that I definitely think you personally would take advantage of more because you're often out of position or
Yeah.
not in time to throw the abilities you need to throw. Both of them are viable. I just want that to be something you consider because you can also walk out of Ricky smoke faster.
Dire's bottom tower under fire. Radiant's top tower is under siege. Dire's bottom
I'm not using a
tower
mouse
is
pad today
being
and it's
attacked.
fucking with me, man.
I never use the mouse pad. I just use my desk.
Dire's bottom tower is in pieces.
I should probably get one.
What the heck was that?
Quite a spree.
I just heard some awful sound. I don't know what it was, though. Alright, perfect example of out of position. Ready? Here we go. Okay, right here. When you see Sven here, there is no reason for you to stand next to him. I would like way back. As you're casting. Alright, that was good, that was good. Alright, cool. So far you're fine. I already know you screw up because that's why I'm backing up, but that's fine.
More death.
Alright, ready for it? So, how many heroes do you not know where are?
All of them besides Vengeful Spirit. So 3 of them?
Yeah, that's correct. So, where do you think they might be?
On their way to the fight.
Yep, so they could be here. Or they could be here. Or nowhere near you. Granted. I would always guess that they're both. It's like Schrodinger's fog of war. They are both everywhere and nowhere at once. So because of that, I would assume they're up here automatically, and I would stay away from it. Now watch your movement, right? So this is too close, but I understand. Here is the problem. Look at where you're walking, right? We're assuming they're there.
Go towards it.
You're going towards it. I would be literally hugging this wall, and I mean that. And wouldn't you know it, who's right there? And even if you live, you don't deserve to be alive. You feel me? Oh, you don't. You're not gonna live. Exactly. Oh my god, it's about to turn into a disaster, isn't it?
Probably.
Dire's middle tower taking damage.
You just gotta be really careful with positioning, especially on supports. It's very important. I think there's a mouse in my attic. Well, not my attic, my ceiling. I don't blame you for this. This just happens. You're trying to do more. You're doing your best. How long is this
When my
game
bedroom
last?
was upstairs, there was bats in the attic.
Ooh. Oh, thank you. Bats are cool, just not in my house. No, I just know there's mice because I caught one the other day in a humane trap, so he's now living outside. And usually if there's one, there's more, and I swear I just heard something up in the ceiling when I tapped my table. It could have been a reverberating noise, like something must have like banged, like my router or something, but it just sounded like a response to the vibration. Something was scared, and I heard like a thump thump thump. Go ahead, Azzy. What would you do? So I would actually argue. I would argue that you're out of position here. And the reason why is because your lack of items. Are you? Did I miss it? Did I go too far?
Radiant have resolved their differences
Yeah, I went too far. Sorry, it was 1 minute ago. Why, Ezzy? What's wrong with mice? They're not particularly sanitary. It's about the worst. Alright, you're coming up now. Okay. I have cats. They're useless. One of my cats was actually staring at the ceiling, which is why I also think it was making noise, because they must have noticed, but they don't do anything. Alright, where's your out of position? Ready? So right now, I would consider the line of out of position to be actually right around here for you. Ish. Because you don't have any escape at all because you're so broke. So right around here. And so watch how far you pass that line. Ready? You're on the line. You're straddling the line. Alright, you're safe, you're safe, you're safe. Back to the line. And this is when you cross the line. Danger zone. Super danger zone. Ultra danger zone. And I know you want that Q, baby. But look what happens. Because of how squishy you are, Ricky immediately initiates. And, like, that's the thing, is that, like, I know people will be like, well, I wasn't really overextended. And it's like, disagree. That was a good push. I actually would probably ult on this Sven right now if Quap doesn't have anything. Or I would Chakra Quap to give her her abilities. Yeah, I would Chakra Quap. Good stun, Sven. Ult, 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 ult. Okay. You're fine now. I would have ulted when they were about to dive in, though.
Radiant's courier dies, as in another game of Dota gains the strength of 100.
Yeah, they don't really mean any harm, Azzy. They just want to, like, live their life, so you just gotta move them outside. See, Azzy. For me, the bigger problem is just, good ults. It's worth it for these three. It's absolutely worth it for these three. Good Q, I would actually, so I want you to be aware of the combo that Coddle has. It's pretty big. You're the worst, Azzy. Alright, I'm gonna wait for it, wait for it, wait for it. And you ult, right? So I actually would argue that you channeling this might be kind of bad. So people are trying to escape the Keeper ult. You can stop that. You use Blinding Light to push them back to the center. So, like, I don't think you could have stopped the Venge. But I would be looking closer so that when Timbersaw's casting, you're pushing him back in. Yes, in Furry, absolutely. You could be pushing people back inside. You did try with the Timber eventually, so that's good. It's just something to consider, but in general, that was fine. I think you're going to do fine in this fight. I do think you need to Chakra Magic other people more often, though.
Yeah. Or just use it in general.
Do you live? You do. Look at that. No, Timbersaw really doesn't want you to live. They hate you, dude. He actually fed. The Witch Doctor was so greedy for you. He literally fed.
They really like
I can't even believe it, dude. This is actually stupid. You're holding because of how bad they're playing. No offense. If I skip some. Okay. Alright, so with Sven in mind, I know nothing pierces. I would just make sure I'm out of stun range of DK. He should have got you and DK and instantly killed you. I would now hit that Quap with Chakra Magic, not even knowing if her blink is ready, just in case it's not. It is, but just in case it's not, I would just hit her out of reflex. Get her out of town. Ogre, he cast a stun. Sven's BKB'd. They could only hit a creep. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, Rocket! Uh-oh! You didn't really have a choice. I like watching it in slow motion because I can like watch the build up to your death. Alright, so you see a Timber. I don't think you're going to get him no matter what you do. It just doesn't seem reasonable. So I would be like hugging DK for the sake of Ricky because I wouldn't want any of that. And by the way, for anybody who looks at one of the games I review and thinks to blame the game on somebody, I don't play the blame game because it's about self-improvement, not about realizing why the game was lost. Because I obviously have my own formulated opinion of why the game was lost. It's not relevant to a game review where I'm trying to improve rocket skill.
I'd be a herald, like you said, in the game of Legends.
Well, let's just be clear, it's not you why the game was lost. It's not my place to blame somebody. Not even just because they're your friends, but it still wouldn't be my place. Even if it was you and 4 randos, like, I might say that a decision was bad during a team fight, like, oh, that was weird. Like the ogre stunning, a creep. But, like, other than that, there's no reason for me to go further into that analysis because it doesn't benefit you at all.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to teach you to teach your allies what to do better. All I want you to learn, as far as that's concerned, is communication. Just communicate. Doesn't matter what about, just communicate in general. That's really the only lesson. And in this case, it doesn't even matter because it wasn't a lack of communication as far as I can see. You guys are going for a push here. I would have dust. If you don't have dust, that's unacceptable.
Yeah. Bad things happen.
Let me guess. Ricky.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Yeah, if Ricky jumps you, I will be honestly shocked.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Incoming surprise Pikachu face. Glimmer him. Good glimmer, good glimmer.
For my allies, that's
I'd blind that Ricky next time you see him. Alright, blind. There's a lot of range. I respect that. Okay, that's fine. I would stop walking towards Twat. Okay, it didn't bounce. Good glimmer. That was an awesome glimmer. Hit yourself with chakra so you can get that blinding light, but you're gonna die regardless. I already know you're dead. Ha! Already aware of your death, so you did what you could, honestly. They just focused you at the end, man.
Ultimate Superman.
Okay, so... where are we at? Game's almost over. Oh, I missed the beginning of my fight. 41... 35 or something. Alright, so, fight's gonna start soon. So we'll watch it at full speed. You're in a good position in the back there. I'm fine with that. Your bracer's not in your inventory. I know you were doing something. Just put it back. Put it back. Put it back. Put the bracer back. Hello?
Radiant's
Hello?
middle tower under fire.
Go bracer, back for you.
You know, it's such a big deal too. The health value, like, it gives you is pretty high. Alright, I would actually... You didn't even get a chance to react. They're gonna fucking destroy you now, right?
I think I can.
You bought back? You bought back? Okay. Good ult. Wow. Yep, good trying to get Sven back. He just got 4-staffed. It is what it is. Wait. Who 4-staffed Sven? Witch Doctor, got it. Alright, you sent a wave. I would be hitting anybody you can with Chakra. Quap or Ogre, anybody.
And then Superman's Sven.
One. The game doesn't even end here, does it?
They do some fun things right here.
Dire's middle
Maybe less.
Your bracer's still not in your inventory. Just throwing it out there in case you weren't aware. In case you had forgotten the location of your bracer, it's in your backpack. It's actually really grinding my gears. It's almost as bad as the Power Treads incident. I always skip that, like, one part of the fight I need to see. That's what's happening, okay. Alright, so you're in the back like you should be. You see a swap come out, you should glimmer that quap, you should glimmer that quap. You did, okay, cool. It took a second, but you did it. I would be hitting quap with chakra. She actually doesn't need it, but I would just be ready to do it regardless. You fortunately do not stun your team, which was pretty cool. Did they just end here?
No.
No, what?
Tower is being
No.
attacked.
Did they leave? And Roche? How do they not end here?
I don't know what they don't end the game yet.
I don't remember what they did, but it wasn't in the game, so... The bracer is still not where it needs to be. You're doing what you can with no team. I was gonna say try to get that bristle back into the fountain. They wouldn't have killed him regardless. Okay, this ult is the exact reason why I sometimes complain about Dracus. There is no follow-up at all. No one's gonna kill them. They weren't gonna kill you. Your cores aren't up. Don't use this ult. It's on cooldown forever now. I know Drow's about to be up, but there really isn't enough follow-up to make this worth it. I just don't see this as ever being like I'm glad you threw that ult. And don't be afraid to use glimmers inside the fountain, by the way. Honestly, you could have saved Drow's life. I think Drow's about to die, though. She lives? Okay. You could have at least made it easier, but they just dive fountain. Alright.
Yeah.
I guess that's how they...
We still lose though. But
I know. You told me you were very upset about that, so... I knew.
Middle tower has fallen.
Alright. Where is the fight that's going to end this game?
Demolished. Dire's middle tower taking damage.
Wait, how do you die? I totally missed it. Ricky?
oh, the creeps killed me. I was tapping.
No, they didn't.
They did.
Dude.
I was looking at something.
I don't care what you were looking at. I don't care. Okay, this is actually a big problem with your DotA game. You sometimes don't pay attention because you're doing other things, and it really does cost you because you literally died. If you were up for this fight this year,
Yeah.
it might have turned differently. I'm not going to bother reviewing that last fight because you already did. But, like, that's actually a big deal. Like... Oh, that was painful, man. At least some of your stuff was good, but like, man, that was just painful. I just like want you to know how little money you had, and how if you had just been able to farm a wave or two in a different lane, like where nobody was, you might have actually had 4 staff at the end too, and you might have been able to take more advantage of them trying to die fountain because you could have pushed people further into your fountain. Yeah. And you might have actually been able to potentially turn. Potentially. I know that's an unlikely case, but like just something to consider. Well, it was a good time reviewing regardless. Appreciate you submitting the game. So, for everybody on the Discord, if you guys have feedback for my emotes that are on there, please be quicker. Don't like mull it over and think about it for multiple days. I am going to eventually just decide. Because I've already had people... I'm done for the night. Sorry, Quandary. It's already 11 for me. I appreciate you putting it in there, though, so I might pin it and do it next time I do game reviews, if you don't mind. I don't know when that'll be, but next time I do. I appreciate that you posted it. You actually followed through, so... but for the emotes, there's some ideas that have been swirling around, and I'm not talking about the bit badges and the sub loyalty. Those are separate. Those are still open for a while. I'm not going to do those for probably at least a month, maybe more, because they are expensive. But the emotes I'm going to do soon, because it's very easy for me to pull the trigger on that and just get it commissioned. So I would rather just do it. So either way, I'm going to have to raid somebody. I'm going to have to find somebody to raid. Let's see here. Who should we raid, Rocket? You have an opinion?
JKJB is streaming right now. Baldur's Gate.
How do I spell that?
JKJ, then BAY.
Is it a big streamer or small streamer?
They're small.
Alright, well, I always support that. I have an ad that came up, which is annoying. Okay, cool. So we'll do it. I don't know how you already knew that. We were going to go there yourself. Maybe. Hey, solid enough quandary. I can't complain. Any primes I get, I'm always loving. I'm just happy that we got 3 tier 1 emotes thanks to Tokyo Kill, almost exclusively Tokyo Kill, but also a couple people stepping up and subbing by themselves, and Falcon a little bit. That's a big accomplishment as far as I'm concerned. I'm like very happy about where we are as a community. We got some good capability to grow, and I know you guys are going to also want to. You'll be reinforced for that subscribing more, because I'm going to have a lot more emotes for you guys to have. Like, it's suddenly going to explode. You know, I know, like, Rocket doesn't have... He's not going to have the extra ones from the bit badges because he's only cheered once. But for people who have actually been, like, pillars of the community for a long time, like, let's see, who actually has them? That would be everybody from Kulada up, if you guys look at the all-time cheerers. Anybody... that's not even true. I think the first one's it. No, it's one. Yeah. So everybody from Kulada up will have at least one emote once I get those done, which is part of the 5, which is going to be cool because it's just a good way to, like, reinforce it. Because right now, cheering only has the benefit of watching the Plinko game and actually supporting me and getting some squiggles in the process, because it does give you squiggles. But there'll be actually that long-term thing that you can build towards getting more of those emote slots. So I think that's kind of cool, which is just all Twitch. Either way, all right, I'm going to raid JKJ Bay under Rocket's instructions. And I will be back Sunday. I don't know what I'm playing Sunday. It's probably going to be Divinity 2 because I'm supposed to play it. I probably should, but we'll see what happens. So I appreciate you guys for watching. I'll see you all next time. All right, Rocket. Raid train coming in!